if that makes sense.
I think you're going to have to tell me again.
He's so funny. I love you, Jesse. He's so good. It's so good. You are so good. It's so fun. I really.
You just start too fast for me, so.
Oh, no, because I just was running through things this morning, and I love the fact that you've introduced me to conversations, having conversations and gathering and coming together and sharing and exploring together and not doing it alone. And I wanted to celebrate that this morning, because it's, you don't realize when you're in it that you're actually on the winning side. And that's when you get to really enjoy the wins, because this is a winning for me. Yeah. And even if it's stagnant and it's not really showing up the way I would like it to show up, and thinking that what was that you thought was over, this is what comes into a whole different light, that you can say, oh, because really, honestly, even if it doesn't look like it, we're still creating. We're still here, right? So for me, I realized not every trigger is there to destroy you. It's there to really bring out healing, real healing. I mean, because if you do not put light to it, how are you going to really see it for what it is? Because if you look at it as I look at it for myself, and it's quite encouraging now that it's just very encouraging, where I used to be very discouraged. So I just really grateful for that.
The new word that you pulled out from me for me today was hope.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
That is what you unfolded for me.
Oh, wow. That's really, that's beautiful.
So for that, I honor your perseverance.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's beautiful. Thank you. Wow.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So
and
I
I'll go
listened to
back. Go ahead.
No, I listened to the replay yesterday in the car, and it was really, really good. Wow. Yeah. From the day before yesterday, the Saturday one. Yeah, I listened to it actually twice. I like to listen sometimes to twice. Then the first time I listened, and then I listened again. Got a lot out of that. That was really a lot. So thank you for that replay, and for posting it in the chat box. So what were you going to say?
I was, it's like you came in with perseverance. It's like, oh yes. I mean, I just, you are that. It's like in your story, your life. And it's like, you are sharing that with others to be that demonstration in their life. And so it was like, as you said, it was like, yeah, so hope is my word with that. And but I was coming in with, and you said conversations, and so Allison shared with me a documentary on Netflix Stutz, I think is how you would announce it. Stutz, Stutz. And
Mm.
are you familiar with Jonah Hill, the actor?
Yes.
He is doing a documentary on his psychiatrist
Oh, wow.
that that has made the biggest impact in his life.
Oh, wow.
And he's like, why? And he's like trying to unfold. So wonderful. The guy is brilliant. Uh,
Mm.
and he's giving tools. And the first three tools that he gives them
Mm.
is your life's force.
Mm. Wow.
He says, you
Yeah.
focus on your life's force. He says
Force.
85% will be better quicker. Life's force. He says it's an alignment of your body, which is sleep, diet, and exercise.
Yeah, that's it. Eh?
The next one is like relationships. And then the top, if it was a pyramid, the bottom is your body, right? The middle is relationships, and the top is yourself. In all reality, it's just aiming at our passion, finding it and discovering it. And then he goes into the second one, which is, he calls it our part X. This is I call it's like our personality X. And in our language, it's our sabotaging identity. It's that part of us that doesn't allow us to see or believe in our genius or our life's force. All the reasons why you can't, the limitations, and it's all structures that we've created about ourselves because we've been the predominant, we've been the, um, been wounded. And so it was all of the reasons, all of that little voice in your head why you can't have it. And he says that never goes away. What we do is we just include it. We notice it, we recognize it, and move past it. He says we get tools to work with it. And then the third part, the third step, the third tool he gave us was the pearls, a line of pearls. He said every day is an action that you just add a new pearl, a new action to that day. As you start it with a new pearl and you just keep making a string of pearls. He says every action, you don't know the degree to which it will shift, change, show up. And he says it doesn't matter. Every action's the same. Just take the action. Just take the obvious action. And as I thought about those three, it was like, what do you want? Why can't you have it? And then letting that all go and step into, what's the obvious action? What can I do today to have that? And so for today, there's hope in our life's force, our genius. No, that is what I was bringing this morning for me, for us, for you, for whoever listens to this. Nikki, thank you for your word, perseverance. Those valleys, those moments, the fear, the unknown. And he says, here's part X always has three unavoidable realities we all endure, we all go through, we all experience. And this is all part of the part X. One, we will always have pain. There will be pain. 2, there's uncertainty. And 3, we need to do constant work. It's life, it's living, and it's different for all of us, and yet still fundamentally the same. You know, it just reminded me of our work, like our, man, how many days now? I don't even know. I have to count. But around, he opened, he's like, Jonah opened the video opens, and basically he's like, well, what do you want? What are you looking for in that first session with someone? He says, what do you want? Where are you going? And he says, I call that your life's force. He says, when you start looking for it, when you start asking for it, when you start going and reaching and searching for it, he says it shows up. But as soon as you do that, as soon as you want it, he says part X will come back. It'll be there. It'll tell you you can't have it. It'll try and get in your way. It'll stop you there. And it's like, oh, part X is keeping us stuck. It doesn't want to change because it's afraid of the pain. It wants to avoid that. Oh, and there's so much uncertainty if anything new. And then just to know that we all need constant work, doing something, going for something, producing something. As we talked, it's like the valleys and the peaks. And like he says, getting up, starting the day, that is a pearl. Put it on your string of pearls. Put it on your string of pearls. Make your bed, string of pearls. Take a shower, string of pearls. Wash your teeth. Take care of your body. Sleep, exercise, and diet. These are all part of our pearls. Such wisdom.
Oh, Jesse, it's music to my ears. This is music to my ears. I'm holding onto my chair here because I think I'm gonna like do Kisses backwards. I mean, everything that you just said now, it's just flooded me with such gratitude. Because when you know this, but when you get to hear it over from like, and like I said this morning, I had to encourage myself, follow, remind myself, and to know who I want to be around. That I don't need to feel that I'm leaving somebody behind. But I also need to be in the starting point of my life to know that they will catch up. Whoever wants to, they can catch up. But I can't hold on to what does not serve me for my highest good in every situation. So it's like a team, You a real team stays together in knowing that They have strategy, they have structure, they have their losses, their wins. Somebody gets hurt, it's all part of it, but it's all about knowing that you're still a team. And I always believed in, as a person that loves sports, I loved that. That's what I loved, is being in a team. I love playing also certain sports with, just playing tennis, but I always loved being in a team.
Yeah. This is our team. We gather, we break through, and we scatter.
How profound is that? Like, that's also what's so beautiful. I heard that, and I've heard it for other people that mention it too, when they leave. And Ned will also say that, a couple of times. I heard her say it many times. Okay, I've got to go now. Scatter. And isn't it wonderful when you hear it for the first time? You go, oh, okay. And then you hear it and you keep on hearing it. And then it's just like, there's so much more meaning to that. It gets more mean. It's so like, yeah. That's what we're doing. It's not like in our head. It's actually, we're doing it,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. There's a lot happening right now, but I'm just allowing it, I'm allowing it now.
Yeah,
and that's the thing, what I love about structure. That's what I love about structure. Like, you can get it all wrong, hey? But if it's structured, you're going to get to the end result. And that's what I love, hey? Yeah, I really understand that now. And so whatever was meant for harm, it can turn into good. That's what I mean. Also, you follow? Because if you've gone through certain pain of what was, and you had to birth that doesn't mean that you get to not birth something that is coming, that is going to be a full circle. Because pain, is something of useful, if you think about it, because it can come into really knowing that what is to come, you can birth now something into existence.
Yeah, pain can be information.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow, it's, yeah. Because you're always denying how you want to feel, We're not allowed to feel that, or you don't want to feel that because it's too painful. But it's very interesting when you allow it to come up and acknowledge it, and then say, you don't have to stay in that same old pattern, or taking on somebody else's pattern for that reason. And that's when you get into your own pure life force of creating the now.
I hear you explaining the tension that comes with structure.
Yeah, is it?
That force, it is that force is tension. It's either you're resisting it, part
Yeah.
X, resisting
Yes.
it, or flowing
Mm.
towards it. There's ripples, I mean, you think of river, right? Where are the
Mm.
biggest rapids? It's in the largest drops.
Mm.
And then it gets calm when it levels out.
Mm.
Everybody wants the rapids,
Mm.
unless they're too big.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the uncertainty. And there is tension and uncertainty that we're conditioned to avoid. And it's the uncertainty is where the newness can come from, where the learning, the perseverance, the faith, and the hope of
Mm.
what is coming when it levels out, when it gets beautiful and
Mm.
smooth and
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
flooding our land of plenty.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm just gonna sink in that, let that sink in. Jesse, that yesterday I wrote down like, what will you lose that you value if you get what you desire? And that's the thing with me. I asked that question to myself because I a lot of resistance there for me.
Mm.
And then when I got to say, I'm going to choose it, and I can choose it in a way that it doesn't have to be separate. That I will always be a mother. This is very important to me. That
Oh, I
that
do.
nothing can take that away now. Honestly, nothing, nobody.
Mm-mm.
And even in my silence, and even in my prayers, and even in everything that I do in this reality, nothing can take that away. And that gives me a lot of hope.
I know. I
And also
realize
gives
that.
me drive. It gives me drive, it gives me like that. The pulls, as you talk about. I love that. I call my third older sister Merle Pearl. I do. That's my third older sister. Merle is her name. Her second name was my mother's name, is Shirley, and Slayer. And I only say this because of names, is because the poll came up, and now I'm just calling out her because she was the third child out of the five of us. And I always, and knowing that I could understand only later on, because we understood that we could have the conversation where she felt very compared, as we did. We were compared, but with her being the middle child, my second elder sister is only 1 year difference, but she was in the shadow of my second elder sister. She lived in the shadow of my second elder sister. That means so she had to go following my sister, and then comparing, because my second elder sister was academic prefect. She excelled. She was the example that we had to follow, in a way of, why don't you be like Debbie? That kind of thing. And with Merle, it was very difficult because she had two elder sisters on top above her and two younger. And the third, the one that's behind her is me. And I had to fight. I'm fighting. I'm just fighting my way up. And she's like, oh my God. But funny enough, a couple of years back, I don't know, but it just came to me when I said, I named her Mo Pull, and I still say Mo Pull. And it's funny that you bring pulls because, yeah, it's like, just like a diamond, it's in that oyster shell where you got to dive deep to get that pull. Yeah, it's very rare. So I
got
find
the
that when you,
visual. A
yeah,
pulley, a pulley makes it easier.
yeah, it's just really nice to, it's just nice to get it, to become it. There's nothing to fight anymore for it. And all those expectations and all those things of beliefs and everything, you can just say that it's yeah. I always say that as long as you do your best, that's all that matters.
Do our best and know we all have a part X.
Exactly. And we all have a wound.
We all have pain.
Yeah.
We all have uncertainty.
Yeah.
And there's always an action to take.
Oh, that's it. That to me, that's the breakthrough. Honestly, that gives me so much permission now that I think, what was I waiting for? I don't know. But now that's good for me. Yeah. Yeah. It's just beautiful.
And I remember 6 days ago when I said, you can never take that I am the Father. I am
Yeah.
a Father. You never,
Yeah.
no one can replace that. No
Yeah.
one can take it away.
No.
It is the core truth of me. So when you say
That's it.
that, I said, yes, I can relate to it.
Yeah.
And I shout that out to Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal. Oh my God, I knew it was happening. It was so funny. The beautiful thing is, when he doesn't show up, I go, nah, the baby must be coming. I really felt it. I knew that the baby was coming because it was just in like this knowing. And it is quite lovely to know that. And then you get to see it the next day, bringing out the photo and sharing it and sharing Kai, because Kai is his name.
Yeah.
And I go, oh my, isn't that just incredible? And now we as the human species are amazing. We are freaking amazing, made a whole human. I mean, just think about it, like the perfect, precious, beautiful, amazing, just wonderful. And what
He
a joy.
was beaming.
Oh, did you see his eyes? Oh
Oh,
my God. It was like, oh, I could feel it too. It was so incredible. It was really amazing. And what a wonderful experience to experience with him, because we're in the journey with him, you know?
You are.
And the buildup of this baby, we were like talking about it. Now the baby's here. And I just feel that this is life. We talk about things, right? We talk it into existence when it's not even here. And this is what we feel. This is what it is, that we can now use our words and create and allow ourselves to know that we maybe, you know, this is it. We're bringing it into existence. And it doesn't matter how long it takes us. We're creating now. We are mind like of knowing that we are not here to play small, in a way of thinking that it's over. It's never over, really, till we say it's over, right? And so that, for me today, this morning, I really encouraged myself with saying that everything that I have, when I say spoke into existence, of the excitement of and allowing to just, you know, bring it into my reality, into my this time and space, that I can live it and know that I have it, right? And so, and then it comes, then a new day, a new opportunity, a new challenge even comes. And even going into the sports yesterday, I saw myself knowing there's the parents on the sideline, and I'm just judging. I'm not judging here. I'm just observing where they get a little bit like, want to be sort of the referee, and some of them want to tell the players, even the children, to how to play properly. Yeah, you follow? Like screaming out, and I realized that, you know, you got to see yourself, how you also behaving, you know, what you're allowing coming out of your mouth, you know, because guilt and shame does not help you. It does not help you. Let me just tell you right out here, it does not help you. Shaming and guilt and, you know, telling somebody to behave a certain way, where, yeah, you can tell them, but it's their choice. So you got to just know your place, basically.
Yes.
Because
It tears down.
taste down. Yeah, you know, nothing good comes from it. Literally nothing.
When we can choose to build up.
That's it.
And when that world begins, that becomes the standard or the expectation. Imagine what the world will be like.
Yeah. And what's possible.
Yeah. Oof, I can't even imagine.
Yeah, right?
8 billion geniuses, you know, chasing
Yeah.
their passion, their life's force, completing it,
Yeah,
bringing it
right?
into existence again and again and again and
Again,
again,
oh my gosh.
amplifying the world of light.
Yeah. Oh.
Don't even know.
Yeah, it's really.
Closing the chapter on survival and
Yeah.
writing it of thriving.
Yeah, don't you just feel that in your body? Like, don't you just feel it? Like, doesn't it just like give you that like, wow, like it just like it to me, it's when you're in like your heart and you're going for what you love and that not you're not made for everybody and not everyone's going to support you, but isn't it just wonderful when you get into that place where you know that it's not about it's not even about anything than what you're doing with good intentions of knowing that you will have the right people following, or you'll have the right understanding of what actions to take. And you know because what I've gone through in my life, and it's been very like I had to play it safe, because that question of what will I lose if I go for what I love. And I realize that now that um, you also got to understand not just the positive, but also the negative, because that's the human experience. And people are going to fall away. People will fall away. Yeah.
What I work with is like people won't want to go as far as I'm going.
There's it. There's it.
And I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's it. That's where you have to get to that place.
As long as I can give them the best choice. And I know that I know that they can go farther than where they're at. And I want that for them. And I know they want that too. They just may not be able to see it yet.
Yeah.
I'll spend my time.
Oh,
I'll
that's active.
invest it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to fight it.
Yeah, that's right.
Which
It's a
means
beautiful
I'm not
place.
going to fight their fight.
Oh God, thank you.
If they're going to fight me, I'm not going to
Yeah.
fight back.
Oh, thank you. That's what I said this morning. Honestly, you're just confirming what I said this morning. I can fight the good fight of faith, but I also I'm not treating people the way they treat me. And I'm not being a doormat. I'm not saying that. I'm not giving an eye for an eye yet. It's, I'm done with that. You know, I know my responsibility now, and I know where I choose to place my power.
Oh, this is good. Allison was helping me with this. It's like you are setting your boundaries.
Yeah, that's very powerful. Yeah, that's the thing. I had to learn. Yeah, I'm sorry to bring me into the picture here, but
Me
this
too.
is it's it's self-discovering. It's all
Mhm.
self-discovering, because it's coming to the real core of who you are, like really what you want. Like you say, what do you want? How would that feel? Um, you know, what would that do for you? The reasons of why you're doing something. Is it really a true choice? Is it something you're really going for because you're just doing it because you really love it and you would just love to have it for no other reason? This is very like this is it. Like, so I know when I'm out of character, and I'm grateful that I can put myself in alignment, and there's a reflection of thinking, yeah, you know, but I
Quicker, I
also
would say
know
quicker.
quicker, yeah, quicker. And I'm grateful for that. And I got no pride in that. I'm very grateful for that. Oh, I'm so grateful for that. But I love the fact that you're not, when you say that when somebody doesn't see something, isn't it a wonderful grace and maturity that you say, okay, I'll hold space for that. It's okay. I'll see you for who you are. I don't want you to do anything for me. Just know that I see that, and I can hold space for you. And I think that's very powerful. It's like a parent when you see your child, How do you expect your child to know something? He's still a child. Let him be a child. You're asking him to do things that adults can't even do. Follow? In their behavior and their choices. They're a child. People make mistakes. Yeah. Obviously, you give them, the guidelines. But yeah, come on now. And so when you see that, you can give them the grace. You give them the grace. Do you follow? Like that's to me
Barriers
the
move,
areas. Yeah.
boundaries don't.
Hey.
Mm.
And give the people understanding of what it means to you. I would just like that because this is,
Yes.
A, B, and C. So would you be kind to do that? How do you expect people to know if you don't tell them? You're not telling them, but you're just sharing the knowing that what is needed here for you to have understanding. But I also understand something also that came to me this morning. I'm not here to understand your behavior anymore. I'm not understanding your behavior because that's not love. Love is who I am. Love is what I give because it makes me feel good. It's not because I need to understand you.
Wow.
So for me, that is giving me a real string of pills where I can wear it now. I wear it on me. This is it. So no one can take that away from me either. Because people have tried to take my love and abuse it. They cannot take that anymore from me.
Boundaries.
I put a boundary down. That's it. And patterns are very powerful, aren't they, Jesse? Patterns.
I love them. I love them.
I love them. Oh, I'm so in love with them. It's like, oh, I see that pattern now. It's sorry if you shout like that, but it's so wow. That's so cool. Oh.
Yes, and we are addicted to them.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's it. So you know, yeah.
Yeah, it was. And it's like I noticed it was like I was frustrated in a small way, like frustrated in a small way. It's like, okay, what is it? It's like, what is it? And it's like, oh man, it's just a continual source of lack.
Mm,
It's through an email. Yeah, it's through an email. It's like,
mm,
in the intent is to be helpful, curious, and to move it
mm,
along. I know the intent's in
mm,
the background, but it's an
mm,
old pattern.
mm,
And it's a scarcity pattern. It's a lack pattern.
mm.
And so like I'm fine with I'm not fine with the same shit over and over again.
Right.
That's what I'm not fine with. And
Right.
part of it is like, okay, these questions that you're asking me, you don't like it's obvious you don't agree, or there's something in it that you don't agree with what I'm doing.
Mm.
How I've come to the point to say, this is where I'm standing.
Yeah.
This is what
Yeah.
I'm speaking to the market. This is my offer. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
don't like it, give me another way to say it.
Right.
Give me another way to focus it. Don't question it. Don't like don't poke around and like, well, this is this is how we speak about it this way. It's like, that didn't
Mm.
work.
Mm.
That isn't working. Why would I speak to what isn't working?
Sure.
That's just the same thing about certainty. I am
Mm.
certain that that is going to produce the same outcome that I don't want.
Mm.
I don't like it. I want something different.
Yes.
And so I'm going this way with it.
Right.
And
Right.
if so, give me something new. Don't just question it.
Sure. Wow. That's it.
Like you said earlier, it's like, let's have a dialogue with it so that I can reframe it. We can all improve on it.
Yes.
Don't just
Yes.
like beat around it and give me a little like
Yeah. 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 Oh my gosh. Yeah. I hear
fuck, let's
you.
have a
Yes. Yes.
not dealing with it. It's a waste of my time.
Oh. Oh.
Because what's happening is you're shifting the burden of your not understanding to me.
Oh God. That's it. Ooh.
I mean, it's not all nice becoming a powerful creator, right?
It isn't. I'm telling you, it really isn't. It's like, yeah,
It's just true.
yeah.
It's just true. It's just true.
And that's the thing. It's,
Don't take it personal.
yeah. Ah, I'm going to tell you something because I don't know why it's coming up. I'm just going to share. Can I share something? Because it's just coming up. So I'm just going to just trust myself that I just going to, my sister came, my second older sister, Debbie, came to New York. Yeah. The very first time when I came here. And it was really, really special for me because, yeah, I haven't seen her in a very long time. And because she's my second eldest sister, she's always been a very dominant, very forceful person, very determined, gets what she wants. And when she decides something, she does it, right? It's that kind of thing. And you got to just follow through with it, you know? And it worked when I was a child. I'm just giving you an example. It worked as a child because it was inspirational. And I wanted to be like her. And I was told I had to be like her. So I was like, yeah, only if I could just be like Debbie, you know? And all that kind of thing, you know. But when you came into my home, I'm a grown woman. I'm an adult, right? Not a child anymore, right? But she took me still as a child. Her behaviors, the way she spoke to me, you know, all that. And I let it ride for a while because she was here for 3 weeks. It's quite a while because it
Mhm.
came from a long way. And I was grateful for the time that she could spend it with me. And it was really special. And I was just um, I was 5 months pregnant at that time, so it was really special, you know, to have her there. It was like nice. But what I'm saying is, we had a very we crossed each other, and I did everything in a way that I knew that she liked because I wanted to make it as comfortable here, right? But there was something that came, and I realized that no, I'm going to say it like this. It was, she crossed not a boundary, but it was something where I just said no. I said no to. You follow?
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and she says, I'm going to leave. Oh. And I said, well, and my heart and everything, like I felt like I was fall apart. I thought I was gonna faint. Like I just felt like really honestly that I cringed when she said that. Like my whole body, I felt it. Like
It's not what you want.
it's not what I want. It was not what I want. And I had to come to that place where I had to say to her, I love you very much. There's no question about this. I love you. And I don't want you to leave. But if you decide to leave now, and I said it like this, you cannot come back. And I mean that, meaning you go to your hotel then. Because I ain't going to be walking around on eggshells here in my own home. And that was a boundary that I put down. And from that day onwards, when I say from that day onwards, there was what I've always wanted to see her eye to eye with me. That was the day everything changed. And today, I always thought it was me not needing her or going to her for advice, but I knew that it actually was, and she's confessed it, like literally saying what she needed from me. Isn't that just beautiful? Like it was just beautiful. Like, and so that I could just adopt everything that I loved about her. I could put it into my life with no expectations, just because I loved it, because I really did love it. Because she's the one that introduced me to yoga. She's the one that introduced me to being healthy and choosing health in that way, yeah. And being a mother, that she was the first one that was pregnant in our home, but first one that had the first baby, the first boy kind of thing. And I watched her be a mother to her son, to both of her sons. And it was a beautiful example, you know what I mean? So that to me was a demonstration of, what I witnessed. Somebody that I really was very respectful and admired,
The childish patterns
Mm.
that didn't have boundaries.
Yes.
It was, man,
No, we didn't.
they just happen, right? It was just the way they are. Oh, what a great demonstration. Great story.
Yeah.
And like it was like it was like both were able to let go and be new.
Yes, exactly. Yes. And we both, like we both very strong will. Like we are really strong will, the two of us. Very stubborn. Ooh. Oh. Like out of the five of us, yeah. Yeah. It was like we were the life force there, boy. We were like both like, and it was important to have that, but what worked then didn't work now.
Oh.
And that's the real beauty of realizing what was working as a child. It worked, but it doesn't work anymore now. And that is part of letting go.
That, yeah.
And creating something new.
Oh.
And I'm starting to like know that to when you say being a creator, I rather, as I said, I think yesterday I said it incorrect, but I rather be a creator for 1 year than being a problem orientation for 80 years.
Yes.
I honestly come to that now because there's nothing I can't, it. And so that's what, and that's how I'm going to see it from here onwards, because out of knowing that success is not personal, right? Not personal. But it still starts with you.
Morning, Joe. Or
Morning,
afternoon for
Joe.
you.
Afternoon, Joe.
Afternoon, beautiful people. What's going on? Big love, big love.
You're doing good. How are you doing?
Blessed, blessed. Are you guys good?
Yes.
Good morning to you both. Big
We
love.
are. Thank you.
Has this been you two today?
Mm-hmm.
You been having fun?
Mm-hmm. We are. So
Oh,
far every day.
every
Still
day.
having fun. Still having fun. Still the thing I want to look forward to. First thing I want to do in the morning. Well, now it's the second thing that I do in the morning. Now it's number 2. I've got something
What's
more
number
important to
one?
do in a gratitude journal for my wife.
Oh, gratitude journal.
That's number 1.
Now that's what I'm talking about. You see it prioritized. This is so powerful. Like where you put your attention, and what is prioritized, what is like important. Do what matters. What is important. Like
And
that's
I've
beautiful.
got a bad pattern to say my wife. Like that's an ownership, and that is bad. I don't like
Yeah,
that.
yes,
Ugh,
I heard.
ugh.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
it's like I don't know. I have to. I don't know how to replace. I don't have one to replace it yet.
Why didn't you say her name?
Mm-hmm.
What is her name?
Margarita.
Oh, Margarita. I mean, come on now.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds delicious.
It is.
That
Oh, it
sounds
is.
freaking
Oh, it is.
delicious.
Oh, it is.
I
Oh,
would
it
say that
is.
every single day as much as I can say it.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you. I will.
delicious,
I
Jess.
will. Gratitude journal
Oh
for
my
Margarita.
God. That's yes. Oh, it's so delicious. Yum. I love that. Wow.
I do too. I do too.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you. So there's my breakthrough. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the little wins that we can get, we got to just acknowledge them, embrace them, and then celebrate them. Because these are the wins that we ignore. Yeah?
Yep. Yep.
We forget. We're so busy on the other things that are not important, and we forget the most important, that we got to look at that and celebrate that win. This is a win. Like, let's get into this. And that's the thing where we got to get into the feeling of feeling it like you're going to a party. Margarita, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Let's like, this is it. Play in the sandbox, make the castles. I'm serious. Be the kid. Experience it all over again. That whatever you thought that it was missing or lacking or not having or going through and only wishing, you can create it right now in this win. Right now. Embody it in such a way that you can say, yeah, Margarita. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Yes. I love it. Oh my God. Like that's so much hope in there. Like, wow. I gotta tell you, man. Like if a man gets connected to his emotions in such a way that he can allow her to feel the way he's feeling emotionally between her ears, it's it's instant to drop into her heart. It's she's got to be like a stone then. It's so beautiful because that is allowing yourself to be show up as who you really are and how you're really feeling, no matter how you think it's going to be taken. I promise you, and I know this for a fact because I'm a human and I'm a woman. I know this to be true, that maybe it doesn't come out like instant that your response or what you want, but I promise you, if you give her time, oh, time is vitally important. It's the right time. It will just like, wow. It will be a wow.
Delicious.
Honestly, it's delicious. I'm telling you, it's like delicious.
Thank you.
It really is. It's really is. To really get to somebody's, I think for I'm going off on stuff. I just think it's really beautiful because it's between the ears. It's really between the ears.
I just take it that yesterday's session was really powerful.
Well,
for you, eh?
Let me just tell you, I couldn't do anything yesterday. I was literally at my all. I got somebody else to do the class for me, another teacher. And really,
Oh,
honestly,
wow.
oh wow, it was a
So
big
was
wow
that
for me.
impactful, was it?
Yeah, it was like I had to just like take a pause.
Yeah,
I paused
yeah.
everything. I paused everything because I knew I had to also be with my son. He had an evening game, but I paused and yeah, I allowed myself to go through the the movements of me dancing. You know, getting it, you know, that way. You know, allowing it to dance through it because yeah, a lot of things came up, and a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jess and I were talking about it, and it was it's just beautiful. I'm very, very
It was
grateful.
such a blessing to share that with you, Nikki. Oh my.
Yeah, I
Just so.
honestly,
Oh
yeah.
my.
Oh my. Yeah, it really was. That was so
Knowing
good.
the crazy thing though is like I was talking to Craig about it last night, and he's like he can't even remember what happened because he's like in theatre. He's just woken up and he's basically channeling, and I'm listening to it and I'm thinking, flipping heck, he's on it. Do you know what I mean? But like
Yeah,
later on, he's like, yo, I was just pure channeling. I didn't even know what I was saying. So that was powerful,
yeah,
man. Ask bold questions, trust the questions, trust the answer. Oof, and you remember that feeling
Yeah.
in your body, that truth, that vibrational truth.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember in my brain memory what happened,
Yeah,
but I know exactly what happened in my energetic memory.
yeah,
And I don't need to reference it.
yeah,
Like it's not the kind of memory I need to reference, but it'll happen over and over and over again now. I know that.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah. All of that came out of the creative structure, all of it.
All of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally different experience.
Yeah.
Your a beautiful experience arose for me yesterday from creational structure. A monumental thing that's absolutely like you're saying, the priorities in life. Yeah, like your wife and doing your gratitude journal. Like,
Mm.
I don't know if you know, man, guys, but like I've got my two daughters, but I've also got a son called Ralphie Joe, and
Oh,
he's 5 year old. But do you know, like, I've not really talked about it because it's like too sad to talk about. But like, I had a bit of a fallout with his mum, and I'm not blaming him. You know, it just is what it is. And I've literally not seen him for like 6-7 months, which over time, you know, it's just there subliminally, just like weighing you down, you know. And I was making it a lot worse in my head, you know, like getting it like you do. But last night something clicked, man. I watched something and I just realized I was just being a coward, man. And like I needed to step up with courage.
That's it. Joe.
And like it's his birthday in 2 weeks, so like and obviously he's 5 year old, and we know all this stuff. I don't want him to think he's being abandoned. Yeah. So like anyway, so like I've been blocked by her, but I've recently found out that if you put withheld on, then you can still call the block number. So last night I had a number and I called it and it rang twice. And I called a few numbers and it were all blocked. And then I called when it rang twice. I shut a brick. I was like, put the phone down, yeah. And then like I just psyched myself up, and I just rang it. And like obviously it was withheld. She didn't know who it was. So as soon as she picked up, I said, "It's Joe." And I just the first thing I said was, "Look, I'm sorry. I apologize. You know, it was flipping bang out of order of how long I've left it. You know, like blah de blah. No excuses, just apologizing." Yeah, and she accepted it. You know, like, and in my head it was so much worse. Like she was gonna be like, "No, blah blah blah," but she was really cool about it. And now I've got a consistent plan, you know, to see him like every other weekend. And I'm going to see him tomorrow as well after school. So.
This is very powerful.
And my poor mum, she was like the in-betweener. Do you know, like when I fell out with her, she'd be liaising with her. But then even my mum got blocked. And I don't blame her because my mum shouldn't have to deal with that. But obviously, I told my mum last night, bless her, and she was like, "Oh my God, I want to bounce." And like, that's it. Like, I'm thinking about business this and business that, but like, the real priority is the real important things. Do you know what I mean? Are my kids, man.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
That's right.
It felt like it was dominoes, and it felt like I was trying to do this and this, but really the priority is the things that's staring me in the face and the feel. Go sort out your son, man. Be with your son. And we did it.
God Almighty!
And I put it off for so long, but it's happened now, and it's all going to be moving again. So I'm
that's
just
wonderful.
that breakthrough because it was a weight on my shoulders, you know.
Oh my God, that is the breakthrough of breakthroughs. Oh my God, this is amazing, Joe. Oh God, this is amazing, Joe. Oh God, thank you. Oh God, thank you. You know, I just listened to the replay yesterday. I listened to the replay on Saturday in the car as I was taking my son to his soccer. And when Craig shared his son experience, it flooded me. It was like, and then that demonstration when you even said to Craig, wow, that's a demonstration of love there. And then Jesse said to Craig, well done, Dad, or something of well done, Dad. Yeah. And that acknowledgement was so powerful, you know, so powerful. Because no one can do what a father can do.
Yeah, no, you guys are making me cry again.
No mother in the world can teach a son to be what a father can teach the son. You can only teach the son a certain amount of the time, but when he hits his puberty, when he hits 12, 11, 12, 13, that's his father. Only a father can teach that, not a mother. I don't care. I don't care how strong you are. I don't care what you're capable of. I don't care what you've done, what you are. Nothing takes the father's place. The father is the only one that can teach him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, definitely roles for both. Roles for both.
What do you mean role for both? You mean mother and father, of course.
There's like there's a role for the mum to play and a role for the
No,
dad.
I'm not with questioning the mother. The mother is the heart. It's not even a question. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to a place, what only a father can do, a mother cannot do.
Yeah.
I'm telling you straight up, as a mother, I know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Only what comes a time when, I'm not saying that, women out there that have babies without it's their decision. But you must understand there comes a time we've got to have a male figure, even if it's not the father, but it's got to have a very, very structured male figure in his life. Yeah. So what I'm saying is, only a father can give what a son needs at that stage of his life.
Yeah.
And then goes through his life.
Exactly.
Yeah. Can't fight on that. It's what it is. And nothing on the mother. We're not here, mother, nothing on the mother. It's not taking the mother's role. I'm saying what a father can only give. That is what a father can give. Doesn't come from the mother.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful.
But for that to happen, one of the reasons why it's not happened is because my life's been pretty chaotic.
Yeah.
And like yesterday, I was having, I didn't have any bullshit coming in, and I just had time to just, be, and it just came to me like inspired action, like just call her now, because I didn't want to call her like during the day. I wanted to call it end of the night, and the time was then. I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just did it, and but I'm glad that it's easy for me to be like hating on her and that when I've not seen him, but luckily I've not done that. I've understood like why it was what it was, and I've not hated her. I'm just glad about that, and yeah, that's it. But it's just the head, how it makes it so much worse, and then you just do it like, oh, what was I worrying about?
You do what's right when it feels wrong. Also, that's also very powerful. You just do it right. You just do what's right, because it's the right thing to do. I just found in my own understanding of do right when even if it feels wrong, just do what's right, because he's an innocent boy. He's an innocent boy. He didn't hurt you.
No, of course.
He's innocent.
Exactly. Innocence.
Absolute, right?
Yeah, my father instinct has a lot to do with my own father.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was only 49 when he died.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, my youngest brother was only 10 years old at the time.
How old were you, Greg?
I think I just turned 26.
Yeah,
so you also had a young father.
So it's been more than just, it was 38 years ago that he died.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny you bringing up dads, because my dad now passed away on the 9th of May, and his birthday was on the 28th of May. Yeah. Why are we bringing this up? I'm just bringing it up.
Yeah. What's very interesting is my dad and I spent a lot of time, especially in formative years. He passed on so much of his know-how to me. Especially when I was in my elementary and 15 years. We did a lot of home renovations, and we rebuilt cars and all kinds of stuff like that. And
oh, nice. Very special.
Yeah. And he trusted me, and he told me so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's big.
That's
big. That's huge. That's so good.
Yeah, I was really young. I was a really young teenager when everything happened. Like I was, I graduated high school when I was 15, 16. I left home when I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. And I was really
I
prepared.
could imagine my son leaving at 16 and freaking me out. Will freak me out.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents let me go to the US on my own.
Wow.
And yeah, you guys don't know this, but I went and joined a Jesus People group in California.
Oh, wow.
To work with street people when I was 16. Yeah.
Wow.
You know, nowadays they're doing these things that they call a gap year in between school and college. But I did that back then anyway. Yeah, and I still can't believe my parents let me go and do that. It was kind of bizarre that they even.
It's amazing, actually. Yeah. That's very impressive.
Yeah, my dad sat me down before I started dating and going out and doing stuff. He says, he sat me down and said, you know, I'll trust you until you give me a reason not to. Which was like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You know, and he also said that if you ever get in a situation where you feel like you're in danger, or you get backed into a corner or whatever, he said you can pick up the phone and call me anytime, night or day, and I'll come and get you.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's love. That is love. That's love.
So guess what I did with my kids?
What did you do?
Every single one of them, I had that conversation, both of those conversations with all of my kids.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was powerful.
Very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad empowered me big time.
That's very and it's true. You yeah.
But it was very subtle ways.
Yeah. Empowered you. That's beautiful.
You know, like I learned from him that power and manipulation aren't the same thing.
Wow, that's
little
beautiful.
subtleties like that.
Power and what are the same thing?
What's that?
Did you say power and manipulation are the same thing?
Power and manipulation are not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I learned a lot about lovevolution from him, Joe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's what we've discovered, haven't we, Craig? That
it's not about fighting anything.
Oh yeah.
It's about creating something new.
Oh yeah, that's it. Now you
creating something new that everybody wants.
Oh, bring it home. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's so exciting. Like, yeah, I'm just so excited about it, you know? Like, you know, what you can know, whatever was, and you can birth something new, you know? I wrote something in your text where I said, you know, you can't go back into your mother's womb, right? But you can create something new.
Mm-hmm.
And it really like spoke a lot to me, you know. Yeah. You can create a new structure, a new pattern.
Yeah, there's
But
very
it has,
few people on the planet that are even aware of that opportunity.
yeah, I'm serious. That's it.
But we have that opportunity all the time.
I know. Oh. Mm,
Just create something new.
mm. I was saying to Jesse earlier on, triggers are not there to also destroy you. They're there to also help you. You know? Whatever pain you experience, this is what I'm saying, because it's inevitable, right? So whatever you're experiencing, right? You know that whatever you birth, you can know that you're birthing something that can be something new.
Yeah, triggers are empowerment, actually.
Exactly, right?
Once you understand.
Once you understand them. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, that's a breakthrough.
Yeah. That's why I've been talking the last few weeks about revising my relationship to the pain in my body.
I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Is understanding it as a signal, for something.
Yeah.
You know, it could be like part of a guidance system for me.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a trigger, an empowerment, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, like, what is it? What could it be?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, listen.
Yeah, the greatest struggle you've ever had in your life contains the greatest power.
I mean,
The people on the planet who've experienced major amounts of suffering are the most powerful people on the planet.
Because that suffering awakens the compassion.
Yeah. It develops something in you that may not be able to be developed any other way. You know, that terror I experienced as a 2-year-old has created a person who's extraordinary.
Extraordinary.
Yeah.
extra.
Well, yeah. You know, and the terror was intense and passionate. And my power is very intense and passionate and compassionate. They're totally related. Yeah.
Oh, so good. It's so good. Jesse's word for the day was, oh, sorry. I was just saying hope. His word of the day was hope.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why, Nikki, that prophecy for you came out yesterday.
I'm telling you, I didn't want to leave.
Yeah. Because I could feel your power coming out. I could feel it. I could feel it mutating inside you. We got to do events together.
I'm telling you. I'm
serious. I'm serious. You and I on a freaking stage. Oh,
yeah. Forget about it. We were like, we'll turn it. They'll be upside down. They'll be actually upside down. They'll be hanging upside down. They'll be swinging. Actually, literally, I know this much. But what's really powerful this morning that I came and I didn't, I asked now, but my word for the day was perseverance. Persevere. It's so obvious, and it just resonated so beautifully in me. And I cannot even tell you how I like this morning gave gratitude to you and to everyone, because not everyone's going to support you, but like we were talking earlier on, and not everyone's coming in agreement. You're not for everybody, and that's okay. And especially when it comes to creating, it's always a very lonely place. It can be quite lonely. I know it shouldn't, but it is sometimes, because people that are the closest to you they're not really on the same changing process. Yeah. And then sometimes I always feel like, okay, it's a lot of resistance then and tension, because you're trying to go forward, and then there's a lot of pressure, because it's pressure, right? And so I realize that now it's okay, because I know that now this is what I'm about. This is what it's always been for me. So now I can say it's okay, because if the people are going to be right for me, they're going to catch up. I said to Jesse today, they'll catch up. And if they don't, I'll hold space. There's nothing to say that I've got to let anyone go, because it's not my character to let people go. I don't like that. I don't like it. I'm not talking about anything that's not. I'm not talking about if it's destructive. I'm not abusive, but I let people go. People are so easy to let people go. I'm not in that. I'm not in that. That's not what I'm in. And I know how long it takes for some people to, it's taken me this long. How do I expect other people to know? Yeah. So my journey of allowing me to know that this is maybe where I feel very strong about, because how would I know if I didn't have the people around me that didn't let me go? That when I was in my ugly stage and I did mess up, I messed up, and they didn't let me go. Those are the people that I am holding on to, because I am now realizing I am that person. And what I am also saying, that I'm not here to understand you anymore. I'm here to be loved, because that's who I am. I'm love. So I will hold that space as long as you give me, and that's what we're going to be. And there's no expectations, right? Because I can't do this alone. I don't want to do this alone. I've been doing it alone long enough. And for me to say that I can be here in this space, it's like I have to pinch myself a couple of times, because it's so encouraging. And that's what I've always chosen for, to be encouraged, to be inspired, to be motivated, to get a push. Say, this is what I see in you, Nikki. This is what I see in you, Craig. This is what I see in you, Joe. This is what I see in Jesse. This is what I see, your potential. And this is what I see, little Joe, of a 5-year-old. So important how you see each other, because sometimes you don't see it in yourself. And it's so beautiful to witness that. It's compassion. It's so giving, so nurturing. So that's where I am. I've come to realize I'm not letting go. When I say letting go, I'm not letting go of who really serves me. And also, yeah, I'm loyal to those now, because that's my very good quality that I have, is loyalty. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because
Everyone gains by what's going on here.
amen.
Everyone does. I mean, we do.
Right?
I mean, we do, obviously.
Yes.
But the whole, but every
yeah,
person on
I
the whole
love that.
planet gains from this.
Yes, right? It's
Everyone.
so exciting. It's so exciting. This movement is like revolutionary. It's like, it's expansive. It's everything that I've always felt. And I get to experience it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's coming to me, Nikki, is, you know, when you said that, like, you've got to this stage and it's like it took you X amount to get here, so you understand, like, people can't just necessarily do it overnight. Well, what comes to mind is there was these, like, they got all the best mathematicians in the world, yeah, and they had like these really, really tough questions. But they had like 3 groups, and the first group, it took them like 25 minutes to figure out these questions, yeah. But then the second group, obviously they weren't in it, but like it took them 12 minutes. And then the next group, so it's like when one of them figured it out, it joined the collective consciousness. So it was like easier for people to get into that space. So but like Craig's saying, yeah, it's affecting all of us on the call, the collective consciousness. As well, and like by us doing it, we're making it easier. Like we're like the snowplow, clearing out the snow. Do you know what I mean? And it's just making that path easier for people to enter and to experience. So yeah, big love.
Yeah, it's
yeah. I don't
true.
know. I don't know about you guys, but I understand my primary directive, if you let me use that term for it, but my primary directive is to bring brand new things from the field into the collective consciousness on the planet. That's my primary thing. It's kind of like being a farmer and planting seeds all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'll be some lessons in that, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah. You know, things that are new, things that are brand new to the collective consciousness on the planet.
And it's massive.
Yeah, and I get to do that over and over and over again.
Yeah.
As often as I want.
It's really massive. It's really, really massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
and some of them some of them that I bring in, I may never see them again.
Right. Correct.
And other ones show up 30 years later.
I'm telling you,
right, Joe?
I'm telling you, it's true. Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's true.
And expectations are a bitch.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I remember in the early 1990s, late 80s, early 1990s, I remember wanting something like the internet. Because I was developing software and stuff at the time. And I knew there was other people in the world that were doing the same basic thing. And we desperately wanted a place where we could communicate with each other and bring our ideas together and, you know, and leverage our ideas off each other and share them and that kind of thing, which is basically what the internet was when it first went public. It was a sharing environment. It was a collaborative environment where nobody owned anything, but you put stuff out so that other people could work on it.
Oh, wow.
And that was the original concept. And what's interesting is, like, 5-7 years later, it was a reality.
Oh, wow.
And I know I'm not the only one that conceptualized that.
Right.
But I know there were a lot of other people that wanted the same thing, because I remember being on the phone and talking with people about that, about creating that kind of environment.
Love that.
You know, so the same thing's true now.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard this story, Nikki, but Joe and I were, when we, shortly after we decided we were gonna do a lot of work together. We were in a creative space session with each other, and Joe started explaining this multiplayer online game that he was developing and thinking about, and he went into detail about it, and I sat there and I had chills because he described in detail something that I had worked on back like more than 30 years ago.
Isn't that just something here?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the structure. That's what we were talking about, the structure.
Totally.
That's what we're talking about. Like, literally, people need to know about structure. Oh, it's powerful.
But the thing is, I don't own any of these ideas.
Yeah.
Never
but
will.
I get to bring them in. Well, and I never will. Exactly. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen to any of them. But I've seen a number of them have been picked up by other people and have been brought into reality. You know, like the Zoom app that we use all the time now. That was on my drawing board over 30 years ago.
Wow.
And I never created it, but I brought it in.
I'm telling you.
You know, I have all that stuff's documented.
Yeah, this is wow. So,
Yeah. 2 years ago, I was invited onto a platform called Clubhouse, and that's another one that was on my drawing board.
I know Clubhouse.
30 years ago. Yeah. Where it's just audio, nothing. You can't see anybody, but you just you just share stuff. And in fact, what's interesting about
we're doing here, which
what's interesting about that is that developed.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I love it. Wear it like a man. Wear it like a man, Jesse. Wear it like a man. I love you. Wear it like a man. Yeah. I love you. I freaking love you.
What does it say?
Margarita season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his wife's name, Margarita.
For you. Oh my God, I needed this. This sparked me up big time. Oh God, it's beautiful. Oh geez, God, that is just the best, Jesse. Oh,
we just had
God,
coffee. We just had coffee, so that was where I went.
Oh, a season for margaritas, baby. A season for margarita, and that's what we're talking about. It's our season. A season for everything. There's a season, time, and place for everything. Margarita season time is, we are anchoring it. It is done. And that's what I love. I'm telling you, I'm just going to just love it. I love it because that's it. It's that we have it already. It's done. That's the faith. You plant that seed. The harvest is there. We just have to have a good attitude and know that it's coming. It's done. It's done. being it.
Mm.
We're just being it. We're just not living it. We're just breathing it. We're just doing it. And that's it. And that's the beauty of creation. That's the beauty of why we're here. And we get to help each other. I think it's talk about what is love. That's love to me.
What is
It's
love?
nothing.
Baby,
What
don't
is
hurt
love?
me
See, don't
Don't hurt
hurt me
no
no
more.
more. How is love?
Yo,
I
guys.
love it.
Yo, guys. I love you. I love you. My mum wants me to do a bit of work for her. So, like,
Okay,
I'm just
go.
gonna get
Be
off.
a good son now.
Yeah, that's right. Got to be a good son. I want to see my good son. I'll be a good son. So, Craigington, we've got a call
Yeah.
at 3:30. So, like in 45
Yeah,
minutes.
see you in 45.
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna be deep diving with Lynn if any of you guys feel inclined to come.
Who's Lynn?
Lynn, Lynn from Ireland.
Oh, Lynn. Oh,
Lynn
my
Monahan.
God. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna go into her heart space and really get what her practice in her life, what her heart wants it to look like. Starting the heart. So
Very
yeah,
exciting.
exciting. You guys are invited, obviously, but
Wonderful.
big love to you, and I'll leave it with Craig. But Craig, I'll speak to you on Messenger. Big love, Jesse and Nikki. I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye, Joe.
Love you,
Bye,
Joe.
Joe.
Jesse, yeah.
Excited for you, Joe. Great
Excited for you.
to step into your dadhood. Yeah, your fatherhood and your
Yeah.
responsibility, my man. And
Hats to you.
yeah, better. Powerful.
Yeah.
For the
Powerful.
power and for reminding me, who we truly are, guys.
Hey, that's it.
My mum says thank you as well. Bless her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yo,
bless
guys, I
her.
love you. All right.
Hey,
Love
Juliet.
you.
Big love.
Big
Ah.
love. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Mm.
Oh, God, it's so funny. Yeah, it's beautiful. Very, very grateful.
Nikki, just what you were starting to talk about the seasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's harvest season.
Amen to that.
For
I'm
us.
telling you. Amen to that. I know this much. I would never confess it to anyone because not everyone is gonna. But I can so agree with you 100% on this one. I know this to be true. Honestly.
Yeah.
And I resonated on what you said, that I could trust myself, because only God knew that what I really asked for many years is I could trust me. Like, you know what I mean? I trust obviously the things I had to do in what I had to do, because it was just what I had to do. But the really trust, the inner trust, what I'm hearing, what I'm knowing, because I'm a very kind of person that, as an empath, I used to go in what other people are feeling and what they want to hear, not what I'm receiving. And for me to be able to trust that, in knowing that it doesn't have to make sense, but I got to just trust it with love, knowing that as I just trust it,
Yeah. I know
that was everything.
I know.
That was everything for me.
Yeah, I know from your background that you've been planting seeds, like seeds of things from the field. You've been planting those all of your life.
Yeah, literally.
And they're like, when you sit in a situation where you feel helpless and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's something inside you that asks the question, what if? What if this or what if that? And those are the seeds that were planted all along your life pathway. And what's very interesting is all of those seeds have grown into plants, and they're matured, and they're getting ready to be harvested.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very
So
frustrating
when I say
place
it's
to be.
harvest season, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolute. Yeah. And it's so true, hey?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And that's the hope, that's the hope of persevering and
that's the
pushing
sense of
through.
wonder that's always been there,
Absolutely.
that planted all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really,
I got a
yeah.
vision when you were talking about doing events with you,
Uh-huh.
like having rooms full of people.
Oh yeah.
And I just saw these visions of the energy moving over the crowds, like energy just moving, like in waves. Like, you ever seen at sports events when they do the wave?
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is like an energetic one that nobody can help. Nobody
Right.
can control it.
Yeah.
It's just this wave of energy just washes over people.
Yeah.
So this stuff that we're doing one-on-one right now, and we're doing it in a small group environment, that's going to expand like crazy.
Oh
yeah. I don't know how quickly it's going to come, but it'll come pretty quick. Because the world is ready for it.
Yeah.
Human beings are being prepared for it.
Yeah.
So prepare to be in the thick of it, my dear.
Yeah, right. It's a demonstration of just letting people see it, that they can see it, because this is where people are also, when they feel they have to see it to believe it, but then you got to be it. That we say be it to see it, but a lot of people have to see it because a lot of people haven't seen it, until they get to witness it and experience that. It's what I love about what we're doing here. Is the experience, like Jesse said, with his talk, he let them experience the experience.
Yeah.
Because you can talk all the information, you can talk yourself blue, but if they're not experiencing it, forget about it. And for this is, for me, I see it already. Like, and that's why I sometimes get over myself a little, and I go, no, I gotta just pause and just embrace this, because this is something, like you say, 30 years ago you saw this and now it's coming to pass. This is what I feel in my own understanding with my own self. Like, this is what I visualized and dreamt this and played it in my imagination. If I could be childlike, and when you're witnessing it right in your present time right now, go, wow. It's that's why whatever I feel that, if I use God's word, whatever you've gone through, nothing's in vain. Nothing's in vain. It's all going to come in purpose.
Yeah.
All
of it has extreme value.
And it does, right?
Yeah.
So
it's very difficult to see when you're in pain. However,
oh my God, trust me.
But it's true. It's extremely valuable. Yeah.
Well, what came to me, like yesterday when I said that, something came to me, and I was, well, that's interesting. When you think you're buried, you're actually planted. You're getting planted, right? Yeah. When you think you're buried, you're actually getting planted. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
So the seed, the roots will go first, and then where are they going?
Yeah.
They don't go up; they go down.
Oh, geez.
Establish the base, the foundation, and then even as you're coming out, as the seed, the whatever the top of that it's called, right?
Yeah.
It takes a
Mm.
while to break through.
Mm.
And then you can see
Gosh,
it when it
that's true.
comes out of the soil. There it is.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh, that's so good. I love that. That is so good.
Yeah. Have you ever put
And
a
that,
potato in a dark place?
what happens? I haven't done that.
Well, the eyes of the potato start to reach out. It grows sprouts because it's
Oh,
seeking
yeah.
for light.
Wow.
That's stage one.
That's good.
Yeah, that's natural. That's nature.
Very good.
Seed has its own food source in it, inside it, but just enough to get it started.
Wow. You
And
know,
the
it's
sprout comes out of the ground or out
okay.
of the dark place, and the roots
Yes.
start forming pretty much at the same time.
Say that again. What
I
again?
said the sprout comes out of the ground
Yes.
and the roots start forming pretty much at the same time. And all happens just in time. You know, that's when the food source inside the seed gets used up.
Wow. That's so good. Wow, this is so good. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow. Oh my God. This is good.
And that's the super conscious power that we've always had.
I love that, Craig. And I
Yeah.
love what you said yesterday when you said you've always been it. You always were it.
Yep. Yep. You know, you'd never know to look at an acorn, but there's an oak tree in there.
Mm.
How,
And
how
the
would you
oak
know
tree
that?
is so
How would you
strong.
know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is that metaphor is perfect, right? It's beautiful,
Yep.
right? It's like
Yep.
there's so much in that, right? Because it's so good. It's so hopeful. There's so much hope in this. It's like it's overflowing with like overflowing. Wow. It's so grateful. Wow. Wow, so good. Yeah.
Yeah, all those little what if questions that you asked when you were small.
Yeah. What is, yeah.
All of those.
How do you know that?
They've all grown up.
They've all grown up. Yeah, what is?
Yeah.
But how
They've all
did you know that? How did you know that one?
How did I know that?
Yeah.
Because I've been doing it my whole life.
What if? Yeah. What if? Ah, so good. So good. What if? Just what if it could just be? What could it just be? Just could it be? Would it be? Oh my God, Craig, it's so cool. It's so epic. It's so cool. Jeez. You can
Yeah,
feel
what
it
could
again.
this situation be that's different?
Yeah, right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I just honor the words, Nikki. You opened with perseverance.
Yeah. That's it.
Perseverance in those questions, in those what ifs, and then hope. I brought in hope. It's like, hope. Craig, what was your word?
This is what's coming up as yesterday's word that I never got to say, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
No, don't be sorry.
Oh.
My word is raw, R-A-W.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Like raw or raw? Like R-A, R-O-A,
R-A, no,
R-A-W.
R-A-W, raw.
Yeah, R-A-W, raw. I like that. And can you explain it? I know, I'm just kidding. I know what it means. It can mean a lot of other things too.
Yeah.
So,
All the stuff that came through me yesterday was raw. It
oh,
was untouched by human hands. It was
divine.
It was divine.
It was divine.
Yeah.
And that's the beautiful thing when you can just process it and know that it's just coming from within and flow. Because that's divine. It's got nothing to do with how educated or intellectual, like,
No,
getting the
it's
right
untouched
answers
by that stuff.
or trying to be clever or smart or get the answers to every question or whatever. This is how divine, like when you said to me and I gave that explanation about the field, and we all know what the field is because I read it up, and then coming through super conscious into agreeing with your heart.
Yep.
That's super conscious. That's divine.
Yep.
Connected to everything. Right?
Yep.
Yes. Yep.
200 proof.
Yeah.
Undiluted, unedited.
Yeah. How exciting is that?
Straight from the heart of God. Direct line. Direct experience.
I'm telling you, because the conversation that I had, and I mean it, like, I was real. I was raw. When you talk about raw, I was raw. Like raw as can be. And it was quite, that's when you get to that place where you can really be raw and so in your heart with no like expectations, not asking for anything of anything, and just wanted to just know your like what do you want me to know? Yeah. Like get like what must I know? Like, you know, you know, am I just going through the motions again? Am I just going through the same cycle? Am I going through the same season? Am I just going to go on like this? Or is there going to be some sort of like knowing, of what I was feeling in my heart? Yeah. I'm telling you, when I heard you speak, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I just knew. And I was trying to, when I say try processing it, I was just allowing myself to go through the process of it, through the day.
Yeah.
Because I never sat with it. When something of this, I used to think, oh, no. It's no. It's no. Just let it slide.
Yeah.
Don't sit with this one. Just let it slide. Just no, it's not. And I really could now, because of the practice of being still and listening, but also just to allow myself to sit with it and just let it process. I love that now. I love being in that place where I can feel everything.
For me, I couldn't do this stuff until I quit trying to understand it.
Oh, yeah, that's where.
When I gave up on understanding it, then all of a sudden it just went ape shit, like totally. Yeah.
That's when you came up with
and quit trying to remember what was happening.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what raw means to me. Raw is completely unprocessed.
I'm hearing that here.
It's no, there's no process in it. It's,
like raw, like honey, like Joe would say, honey.
Yep.
Raw like honey.
Yep.
I mean, to make, I don't know why I'm saying honey, but I'm just giving an understanding about how the bees, they have to work so hard just to get a spoon of honey. A spoon of honey takes a life, like it's a life's whole life to give that. Just a spoon of honey. Follow what I'm saying? That's why when you go to the promised land, it's the honey and milk, right? You know what I mean?
Yep, but they're having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. That's where I feel now, and giving myself that permission, because I've always said, as much as I thought, and I'm speaking over myself, but I came to make a decision. I know your voice and I know when you speak, because I wanted to trust myself. Yeah. I wanted to trust what I'm doing. Right. Because I had a lot of adversity. I had a lot of things coming against me. And I was just like, I just got to trust myself. Even if I have to lose this or go and this, there was a threat. And I had to, and when that happened yesterday for me, I was like, I felt like I was in church. I felt like that church moment, that I only had once in my life. Literally. When I say once in my life, when I really experienced it.
Yep.
And then I told you the story about me hearing one time again in my bedroom, remember? And I jumped up when it said, do you love me? I said, oh my God, I love you. I jumped up, remember?
Yes.
Because it was a very trying time for me. And I thought, whoa, what was that? Because it's so like, and that's what came to me this morning. I'm just saying, if Spirit God comes in this form of what as the angel came to Mary and said, "Don't fear," right? Because it fear you. It could frighten you. It can take you off your whole, like, what is happening here. And that's why the grace of God comes through us, working through us, because He knows who to use and who's obedient, because it comes with obedience. And through that submission of allowing to say, I'm going to allow this because this is what it's the obvious thing to do. Yeah. So you know that it's not coming from you, it's coming from source. And when it comes from source like that, it's so divine that you don't have to do anything. It's just be the vessel. Like this.
Yeah, it's always good tidings of
Deliver the
great joy
message.
for all the people.
Right? Deliver the message.
Yeah, it's
You have a
always good.
message.
It's always good tidings of great joy for all the people. Always.
I don't like talking about things that I've gone through. It's not something I want to repeat, you know. And I felt a little like, oh, you know, I'm not processing what I said. It was just like sometimes it's just like, oh, I don't need to go there anymore, you know. But what was necessary was just something that I could say, yeah, okay, that was, and now it is, and now I have a whole new experience.
A whole new knowing.
A whole new knowing. Oh, Jesus, that's it.
Yeah.
You said it. You
It's
said
another
it.
dimension of knowing.
It's a
And
not
now,
whole. Yes.
and now I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's give it a clap then, babe. I'm gonna clap on that one. I'm telling you, woo! That's it. Oh my God.
Yeah, knowing expands because there's no conditions on it.
It's so convincing.
You can't even put conditions on it.
Yeah, it's so convincing. It's so like when Jesse said earlier on in his business, he was talking about convinced, like convinced. When I heard the word convinced, it's like when you have that conviction, yeah, like that's it. You don't have to understand it. You don't have to accept it, but give me something new now. Because I know. Right? I know. Not to say I'm right, because I don't want to be right. It's not about right. I know, I just know. So give me something different. Yeah, give me something new to work with. Right? Oh, isn't it? Hello?
Yeah, give me something new, but to play with.
Yes. That's it. Play. Fun. Enjoy. Celebrate. Get into the feeling of it. I don't know why I want to say this, but I just want to say it. Sometimes when people feel wrong, and when you correct them, when they feel wrong about themselves, do you know what I mean? When you feel wrong about yourself and then somebody tells you what's wrong about you also, then it's really hard. To know what is the right thing.
That's good. Give me something new to play with. You bet.
Give me
Oh,
something,
God.
yeah, right? like you said earlier on, Jess, don't give me the same thing expecting different result. We did that. It didn't work. It didn't work. I mean, hello there.
16 years. Ah.
Oh, jeez.
Is that how they would talk? So I want them to pay attention. And if I say the same thing to them, they're not going to pay attention.
Yeah, you know what gets attention is something new, something that's different, something that hasn't been seen through the windshield already.
Oh my God, I love where this is going.
You know, it's like I want to go for a drive and see some new scenery, right?
Aligned with what they want. Aligned with what they want. And so I'm talking about greenhouse gas here, right? And it's like I'm talking about my first yes to a meeting. I had 5 minutes, if that, and it went, yeah. Can we talk Tuesday? Yes, we can.
Yes, we can, and we will.
Really, he went, well, when do you have time to talk? And I said, now is perfect. He said, how about Tuesday? I said, great, that'll work.
Perfect. Yeah.
This is going. It's just wonderful. It's
give them something new to play with in the direction of what they want, where they can't say no, they have to say yes. And what do you have next?
Oh, I love that. Teach them
and
what they need.
My urgency. That is my urgency, just like what you spoke to, Craig. It's like that is my urgency, because now that I've got it out there, people are going to pick up on it.
Yeah, and you invited him into your now.
Well, I was nervous as hell too, you know.
Well, totally. Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's so exciting. That's what happens. Yeah.
I can't screw it up. I can't screw it up, because then you would be right. Not even focused there. It's like, I know, but
instead
I stand in my truth.
You trusted raw.
I was so raw.
You were so raw.
And holding the tension for 16 years of, yes, the same story over and over and over again, bumping my head against it. Why doesn't this matter? Why isn't this important? And way down deep, I knew that the timing, it was regulations weren't ready yet. And only now, like when I see it, can I look back and say, I understand. But trying to figure it out in the moment, like you said, Craig.
Yeah, forget about it. Yeah. It's not. It's really. Yeah. That's
your brain can't do that. Your brain can't.
Yeah.
And most of us are stuck in that lack, limitation, and scarcity pattern.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it is time for me to go.
Yeah, me too. Thank you. This is it's been so good. Oh, so good. Really.
Yeah.
I'm full.
So anyways, we're on that call with Lynn in 10 minutes.
Okay, cool.
So you can come if you want. Let's see if I can find the link.
That link. Okay, cool.
I won't be there, but thank you for the invite.
Yep.
Yeah. They can use
all right, all. Thank you for being here today.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. Ciao.
Yeah, thank you all. It's been fun.
Yes. See you next time.
Yep.